All right, people, check it out, because what you're looking at is the scenes from this week just gone in the markets. And by the time we close out the week, you can see that prices dropped off a cliff. So things out there were down 3, 4, 5%. But I want to use this as an opportunity to remind you guys that when we see prices move lower in the markets, that's an incredible time to make a lot of money. Why? Because prices in the markets take the stairs up, but check it out, they take the elevator down. So when prices move down, they really move down. Now, for those of you guys who are new, who are wondering, how do you make money when prices move down in the markets? Well, check it out. We use what we call the options market. Options positions increase dramatically as prices move lower in the markets. And that being said, people, want to go ahead and get you guys prepared as always for this week coming up in the markets, because they could be getting ready to pack on the heat in the markets, continue to move prices lower. So I want to equip you guys with the intel and the names that you need to be focused on to go ahead and run it up as always. But to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a flavor of what it looks like when you run the options market, when prices are moving lower, I want to go ahead and show you guys the last play that myself and the team knocked out the park with when we ran the put options. All right, so check it out. Last time we ran the put options, we did it on this very name right here. And this is one of our channel specials over here. Last time we ran the put options, guys, we took it from where it was at $19 down to $17.50. But what's more important than that is, let me go ahead and show you guys what it looked like when the team entered the building and ran the put options of play. Check out, we had none other than Darian, who went ahead and ran it up $1,500 on the play. Check out my man T, who went ahead and pulled in $1,037 on the play. We had none other than Lamumba with 137% on our put option play. Check it out, Nick OG in the building, running it up $665, and we had none other than the Legend Gold Bricks with 4 contracts for 150%. Listen up, people, we are getting prepared to do the same thing next week in the markets as always. So to make sure that you guys are with us, make sure you guys are aligned with the team, so you guys are walking away with profits just like this. So you guys know what to do. Hit the link down below. Make sure you join the team ready to go for next week. All right, I want to be celebrating you guys next time I drop one of these videos. Now, that being said, what I want to do is go ahead and talk to you guys about a couple of names that you want to be focused on next week in the markets if they're going to continue to push prices lower. Because listen, it's going to be an exciting week as always. You guys let me know if you're ready for next week in the comment section. Check it out. We got none other than this name right here. Now, if you've been in our circle for any length of time, this will be a very familiar name to you. Why? Because we made a hell of a lot of money on the name. Some of you guys have been with me, and we picked up the stock at 160 and rolled it up to where it's at right now at 213. And a lot of you guys have also done that, but gone one step further and ran the option plays on that name with me as well. Okay. Now, last time we spoke about Google, right? You guys know I told you they're going to send it to $216. Check it out. Check out the last day action. You guys can see we pretty much hit that. All right. We're talking like a few cents away from 216, and check out the last drop. I told you guys exactly where it's going to go. But now we have now entered into a new phase, and I can hear you guys now. You're wondering, okay, but Sankey, why are we talking about Google in a video focused around markets moving lower? Isn't Google going to go to 240? You'd be exactly correct, guys. We're going to continue to send this to $240, no doubt, this year. Absolutely. But I want to let you guys know we're not going to do it in a straight line. As a result, that gives us an opportunity to go ahead and make money on these pullbacks, okay? Because on the journey to 240, yes, they're going to pull it down $5 here. Yes, they're going to pull it down $3 there, okay? Now, those pullbacks present some opportunities to run what we call put options. Yes, people. So this week coming up in the markets, we may be getting prepared to run some put options on this very name, because I told you guys are going to send it to 216. They did just that. Now it's time for the vultures to come in, the profit takers to go ahead and cream some off the top, because they've rode it up from the levels we have, or maybe even a little bit higher. Okay. But that being said, let's go ahead and check out the options chain on the name, right? Check it out, because I want you guys to get very familiar, because this right here is where the magic happens. Now, this is the first thing you're going to see when you go ahead and open up and enter into the options market. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are selecting the right things, because there's a lot going on right here. Now, you can see we got calls and we got puts, and you guys can see I've gone ahead and selected puts. When we're looking to take advantage of prices moving lower, we want to select the put options. Now check it out. Let's say, for example, we're going to go ahead and enter into the 207.5s. Those are going for $221. Check it out. Right now, the Google price is 213. All right, it's 212 up there. Let's say now they pull down Google $1, right? So Google goes from 212 to 211. Guess what? Those contracts that were 221, guess where they're going? Higher. Okay, so now they're going to increase. Let's say they go to $300. Let's say they move Google down to 210. Well, it's going to jump up from 300 now to, let's say, 350. So as the price of the stock goes down, the option contracts go up. Here's the thing. In the options market, we stay winning. They move the prices up, we win. They move the prices down, we also win. Now, it's not just Google we're looking at for next week if they're going to continue to move the prices down in the markets, because check it out, we got none other than Nvidia in the building. It's currently $173. But let's just take a look at how this has been performing over the last month, and you guys will see we got some pressure in the name around the 180, no doubt. You guys can see it's made several attempts to try and pass that. The buyers just weren't strong enough to push it into the mid 180s. The buyers just weren't there to go ahead and push it into the 190s. Now we've dropped down to the 173s. The earnings have just been released. The markets was like, yeah, it was all right, not great. We're going to continue to hold these types of levels. But I want to let you guys know that this, if they're going to send the markets lower, this is going to lead the charge, and this is going to make its way down to the 165s, people. Okay, but just like Google, we know Nvidia is touching $200. All right, whether that's the back end of this year, whether it's the beginning of next year, that alone presents us another opportunity to get into the put options and take advantage of that move. But in this phase right now, Nvidia is in what we call weakness. Okay, and if you look at the chart right now, this is what we're looking at some twin peaks. All right, twin peaks is where they push the price high, they dropped it lower. They tried to go ahead and make a new high. They couldn't, they failed. That just means that right now there's a lot of fragility when it comes to the buyers in this, and the sellers are in control. That being said, check out the option chain on the name with me here, right? Check it out. So boom, we've got the Nvidia option chain. Now, if you take a look at some of these option prices, people, you guys can see that these are going for around 236, 161. And you guys will probably be thinking, wait, hang on, Sankey. Wasn't the Nvidia option contracts like $400 just at the beginning of last week? And yes, people, you'd be 100% correct. So what has happened since last week and now is what we have seen is what we call a IV crush. Okay, that means that the implied volatility has reduced dramatically in Nvidia, and as a result, it makes the option contracts way cheaper. Now, we always get what we call IV crush after the earnings, and that's why after the earnings events for these stocks is an amazing time to go scouting for some option play opportunities, because you're going to get them at a much cheaper price point. Listen, if you can enter at a much cheaper price point, guess what? You can exit at a much higher price point as well. That just means more profits, and that's one of the tricks of the trade that myself and the team always take advantage of. So this is a name that is on our radars because we've seen a crush in those IVs, meaning these pick up these option contracts for dirt cheap levels. And if they're going to continue to send prices lower in the markets, guess what? We're going to get an explosion in these option contracts right here. So listen, people, if you guys are excited for this one, let me know down in the comment section below. Let's take it back to the names, because I've got a couple more I want to run through with you guys. And check it out, we've got none other than SOXL, and we might just scrap Nvidia altogether and just use this name right here, because this name right here is one of our channel secrets. Not many people out there know about this one, but this one groups all of those chip stocks together. Nvidia, AMD, Marvel, Qualcomm, you name it, it's in here. And they slap on a 3x leverage. All that means is bigger profits. So we saw an 8% drop in the last session. We can easily see a continuation from 26 down to 24 in the name come next week if they're going to continue to apply the pressure. So this is a name, people, that again is also on our radars, and I want to let you guys know, no, we're not going to take every single name I've thrown out to you today, but going into next week, and the important thing is going into every week, we arm ourselves with the opportunities, we arm ourselves with the intel, and then we go ahead and strike on the most optimum, the best name of the bunch. And that's what we do every single time. Let's take it back to the names, because we got to circle back to one of our channel favorites, and it's none other than this name right here. That's Hood. You guys know we picked this up at 45 bucks together in the stock market. We're still holding the name at 103 because we know eventually it's going to go and hit that 150. But just like Google, they're applying the pressure. Look at the month performance. We can see in the month this thing is made consecutive lower highs. Okay, boom. High right here, 115. High right here, 114. High right here, 111, people. So it means that the buyers are in turmoil right now. The buyers are just too weak to withstand the force of the sellers in the name. I want to let you guys know it's currently 103. They continue to pile on the pressure. Where we going in the name? 98 bucks. Okay. That being said, let's check out the Hood option chain on this one, because again, remember, this is where the magic happens, people. Got the Hood option chain. Again, these options are going for around that 200 buck mark. Again, all of you guys should be able to easily pick up a couple of contracts in any of these names, all right? Because I put you guys in some incredible stock plays, all right, over here on the YouTube, whether it was Uber, whether it was Hood, whether it was Google, whether it was Bitcoin, you guys have ran it up. Now it's time for you to go ahead and take some of those proceeds, put it in the options market, and let's 5x that capital, all right? And that's how we do it. So again, this is another name that, again, prices move low in the markets, they're going to apply the pressure right here. So people, going into this week, there is no excuse for you guys not to run up the bag if they're going to go ahead and apply the pressure. Remember, people, make sure you're aligned with the team so you know the exact option play that we are going to get into. And I'll see you guys on the next one.